Hi and welcome to Carers Count. My name's Stephanie Sheard. I'm one of the managers at Carers Count. And Carol, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yep, my name's Carol Short and I'm an advocate at Carers Count.
So what can Carers Counts do for parent carers, Carol?
Well, Carers Count work with parent carers and carers of adults. So we try to be a one-stop shop basically for all unpaid carers, whether they're caring for an adult or a child with additional needs. With loads of different branches, we do information and advice to just basically point people the right way, help them find maybe groups to go to, things like that. We will do full benefits checks for people. We've got benefits specialists, but make sure you're claiming everything you need to be. And they can also help you fill in forms, because things like the PIP or the disability living allowance forms are a nightmare to fill in, but we've got experienced workers who can do that with you. At the moment, that's pretty much on the phone, but in normal times, which will resume at some point, we'll be able to come out and do home visits if that's what's easier for people. We also have loads of different groups that we run. We've got coffee and chat groups. We run Tai Chi, mindfulness meditation, arts and crafts, some walking groups. We sometimes have day trips out to places and pamper days. We've also got another sort of section to Carers Count where we work with people who are suffering from mental health conditions. We can offer a little bit of respite, give carers a break. And last of all, the service we offer is advocacy.
So do you want to explain a bit more about your role as an advocate and what advocacy is?
Yeah, sure. Nobody ever knows. If anyone asks me what I do for a living, they say, what does that mean? So as an advocate, I will be helping parent carers to understand what their rights are and work with them to try and make sure those rights are adhered to. So it help you access all the information you need to make your own decisions. Advocates listen to you, they don't judge you, they don't advise, we don't try and steer you any way particular, but we help you all explore all possible consequences of decisions you might be making. People who are caring for a child with additional needs often have loads of different health, social care, maybe education professionals involved, who can sometimes all think they know best, but as an advocate, I think that you know best about you and your child and your situation. You're the expert on it, and you need to be listened to and acknowledged at that. As advocates, we can never guarantee you getting the outcome that you want, but we'll be in your corner supporting you to be heard and act like a bit of a loudspeaker for your voice, and hopefully make you gain in confidence in speaking up for yourself as well. And the sort of things we do is we'll go to meetings with people, we'll help you prepare for them, we'll prompt you at meetings if we need to, we can communicate with professionals on your behalf, write letters and support you to make complaints. So in a nutshell, that's advocacy.
Could you talk a little about what parent carers' rights are?
Yeah, as a parent carer, you've got a right to ask for a parent carer's needs assessment. So there's the law that sort of looks at the rights of the child who's got needs. That's Children Act 1989. And then there's the Parents and Families Act it's Children and Families Act 2014. And that specific law is what gives parent carers the right to have an assessment themselves. And local authorities are required to give that assessment if there's an appearance of need or if the parent asks for an assessment. You have to be caring for a child who qualifies as a child in need or a child with needs. And so quite often social workers will try and do it all in one go. So they might assess your needs at the same time as they're assessing your child's needs. If you wanted that to happen separately, that's absolutely fine to ask for that, because quite often it's easier to talk about how your caring role affects you if the person you're caring for isn't there. There is a definition under the Children Act of what a child in need means, but basically it's children with additional needs, including physical disabilities, sensory impairments, learning difficulties, autistic spectrum disorders, anything like that. I'm not going to read out the full definition of what a child in need is, but I do believe we are putting up on our Carers Count website some information about it. And if you wanted to Google it, Carers UK do a fact sheet on assessments, and it's about 30 pages in all, but pages 17 to 22 of that fact sheet has loads of information all about the sort of assessments that your child will get and that you can get as a parent carer. And also they'll look at how the rest of the family are affected too. So that might mean siblings are part of the caring role, and they'll have a look at that too.
Brilliant. So what is the purpose of a parent carer assessment?
It's meant to give you an opportunity to have it identified and recorded what might make caring for your child easier. So it's looking at how your caring responsibilities impact on your life and what might help.
So in practice, what will that result in, or may that result in?
Okay, so I'll give an example of a case I work with. So I work with a parent carer who, she had two things. Her own health was affected because she had her own health condition that was worsened by stress, and it was very stressful looking after her child with additional needs. She also desperately wanted to be able to participate in volunteer work and couldn't because of her caring role. So we had her needs assessed in the parent carer's needs assessment, and by demonstrating how it was affecting her life, we were able to get extra hours of support for her child, which reduced the stress on her massively. And then eventually that allowed her to start doing voluntary work 2 days a week. So it can have a significant impact. Again, as I said, with all apathy, we never guarantee you get the outcome you want, but you can get some decent results from it. So it's usually worth doing.
So what type of things will professionals be looking at and asking in the assessments?
So they're looking at how your caring role impacts on your well-being in loads of different areas of your life. So they look at how it impacts on your ability to work if you want to, or to do voluntary work, or to study if that's what you want. It'll look at how it might interfere with you being able to maintain social relationships or relationships with other members of the family. And it'll look at if your well-being's being impacted and preventing you from being able to contribute to and participate in society. So it looks at a big range of things, and how you're impacted. The thing that it's important to demonstrate is, because all parents have to look after children, so it's demonstrating in your assessment how the fact that you're a carer of a child with additional needs means your caring responsibilities are over and above what a parent of someone without additional needs would have. And as an advocate, I can help people prepare for those assessments, because sometimes there's trigger words that are good to use. So it's always good to start with, because of my caring role, I am unable to do this, that and the other, so that they can't say it's just because you're a parent. So in a nutshell, that's a swift run through on what parents' need rights are, parent carers.
Thank you, Carol. I mean, it's a very brief overview of that. And what we would suggest, if anybody has any questions or wants to talk through anything, we're quite happy for you to give Carers Count a ring, and we will get someone to give you a call back and hopefully talk through any issues. So please, if you've got any worries or any questions, just give us a ring.